Hello, welcome to Anime Mystics. I'm Roman, and tonight I am watching The Rising of the Shield Hero, episode 22. So, last episode was the episode that everybody wanted to see. That is when the princess, well, she's no longer a princess anymore, and the ex-king got what they deserved. Especially the princess. Even. Okay. So the queen told Naofumi that she was going to put them through trial and execute them. He was asking if that was really necessary. And, basically they committed treason and all that because they were conspiring against the kingdom. At least that's what it seemed like. So, the execution. During the trial, they brought the king and the princess into the throne room in handcuffs. With all of the heroes there. Shield, spear, sword, bow. Spear Hero is there trying to, I guess, help the princess because, as far as he knows, she hasn't lied to him at all, which is a lie. The king is declaring that the Shield Hero has used his brainwashing technique on the queen, and she's like, shut up. He doesn't have that technique. And then she puts a slave seal onto the princess because, as she put it, she's a pathological liar. And this will help show whether she's telling the truth or not. So, every time she asked a question, she asked if she brought up the church and her conspiring with the church. And she said that she would never conspire with the church, which was a lie, and it zapped her. And then she brought up overthrowing the kingdom and this and that, and this was the only thing that she didn't lie about. She had no idea that the church was trying to overthrow the kingdom, that they were trying to kill all of the heroes and just do everything the way they wanted to do. She had no idea about that. And the crest proved that, because when she said that, it didn't zap her or anything. But then she brought up, the queen brought up, the time she tried to assassinate her sister. And she was like, no, I would never do that. And then zapped. Tried to assassinate her sister and then burned down a forest that she ran into. Just to pin it on to the Shield Hero. The king didn't know anything about that. I mean, he loves both of his daughters. He doesn't discriminate against them. He doesn't like one more than the other. So he would have never approved of that if he knew that she was going to do it. He probably would have sent somebody to try to stop her. But he didn't know. And then they brought up the alleged sexual assault. They had formed a slave pact with her and the Spear Hero because he wasn't really believing any of it and still didn't want to believe that she was lying about everything that she was saying. So the queen said, you want to form a pact or whatever it is, whatever it's called with her, so that you can see. So they did. And he asks her, didn't he try to assault you? You ran to me for help. And she still, despite knowing that it's going to zap her, tries saying, yes, he tried, that she was really scared, and then it zapped her again. This time, so bad that she kind of collapsed to the floor. And that's when he realized that she has been lying about everything. pretty much everything. The king didn't really justify summoning all of the heroes to their kingdom, because the queen went to discuss with the other kingdoms about having one hero sent to each of those countries, and then they went ahead and summoned them all anyway when she was gone. Made the other countries really mad, and she had to do a lot of she had to save their what do you call it, alliances with these countries. Anyway, the only thing he said was that we really needed them to help stop the waves, and then he's talking about how he hates the shield hero, and he didn't want the shield hero to do to this family what he did to his other family. Basically, a vendetta kind of situation. And that's when the queen announces that they're to be executed. So they got them out in the courtyard, put them in the guillotines, because it was two side by side. And now Fumi, this entire time, he's enjoying watching her kind of suffer, but he's not too sure about the execution. So when they were about to cut their heads off, he stops them, saying that death is too quick for them, that they need something that would make them suffer a lot longer, and gave them new names. Oh, that's right. I was trying to remember what the king's name was. I just remembered. The king's name is now Trash. And the ex-princess, because the queen stripped them of their titles, her new name is Bitch, and her adventurer name is Slut. And now they have to live with those names forever, pretty much. I mean, she was so desperate that she was begging for him to save her. He did, but it probably would have been better if she died. Anyway, you could tell the queen didn't really want to kill the two of them, and she even says later on when he leaves, he says he'll help them out because he's gonna help them out, but he's gonna help out the other countries as well. And when he walks off to leave, the queen collapses, drops a knife, and says that if he wouldn't have interjected on the execution, she was going to pretty much beg him to show them forgiveness and offer her own life in exchange. He definitely wouldn't have accepted that, as in her own life. He was able to tell pretty much right away, even when they were first discussing it the day before, that it wasn't really something that she wanted, but something that she pretty much felt she had to do. And then he noticed a little movement from her during the actual execution, and that's when he jumped in. But now he's off to go to the other countries and help them out. Everybody seems to have just erased the fact that they were horrible to him the entire time, because as soon as it was said that he was basically innocent of all of his crimes, everybody loves him now. It's like, did you just forget that for the last, I don't know, I don't know how long he's been there. 8 months? A year? I don't know. For the last year, or approximately a year, you've been treating him like garbage? Whatever. Anyway, they're all on his side now. They love him and stuff like that. But yeah. Anyway, let's get into this episode. I don't know what they're doing with this next few because it looked like at the end of that one it was the final episode. But we still got this one and this one and 3 more episodes. So yeah, let's get into this. I think I pressed the wrong one first. There we go. Okay. All right, so the video is going to be located over here, and the link to the reaction is going to be in the description down below. And we're going to start this episode in 3, 2, 1.